everyone. This is the first movie for Word Chapter 3, Pause and Practice number 2. So we have the American River Cycling Club document up that we worked on in the first Pause and Practice. We have that up, and we're going to just continue a little bit with the tracking the changes. We're going to accept some things here, and then we're going to move away from that process. So we're going to, on the accept, we're going to click at the bottom and say accept all changes, because remember we did the two change basic and we added programs, so we're going to accept those. So they're accepted. Then in the comments, next to delete, we're going to go down there and we're going to say delete all comments. So the comments are gone. Okay? So we've kind of cleaned that up a little bit. And so now I'm going to do a save. And actually, I forgot to rename this file, save as. And then we're going to call it your initials, pp, word 3 dash, and then there was 3 in this. I'm going to do 3 dash 3. All right, so we are on page W3-157. We're going to put some endnotes onto the report. So first of all, what the heck are endnotes? Well, endnotes and footnotes, not footers, but footnotes, really serve the same purpose. And they're added to documents to give supplemental information about some content that's being discussed in a paragraph. So oftentimes if abbreviations are used, it's like the definition of the abbreviation, or it's a further clarification of a concept. And the difference between an endnote and a footnote is that a footnote appears at the bottom of the page that the note is referenced on. Endnotes, they all appear at the back, at the end of the document. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing endnotes. So I want to turn on my my reveal code. So on home, I'm going to come up here to the show hide and turn that on. All right. We want to find PTP. So it's up here. Yeah, the first occurrence of it. So here's an example. So we're using this PTP abbreviation, but we're not really giving anybody, like, what the heck does PTP mean? Well, it's personal training program. But we need to kind of expressly say that so that as we're using it throughout the document, people know. So right after PTP, but before the space, and that's why we turned our codes on. So we have our insertion point after the P, but before that little circle, which is the space bar. We're going to do references, and we're going to say insert an end note, right? And we're just going to type personal training, I can type program, right? Don't hit enter. Okay. So now we're going to go back up here and third page, so page 3, find max VOV. So it's the third page, second sentence in the training intensity. Okay, so here's max VO2. All right, so we're going to put our insertion point there after the 2, before the circle. We're going to insert another endnote. We're going to get a number 2 there, and we're going to say the highest rate of oxygen consumption attainable during maximal or exhaustive exercise. And I have a typo, so I'm going to come in and fix it. Exhaustive exercise. Okay, so that's a definition of what this max VO2 means. So now we're going to find RPM, so third page, sample sessions. We're going to find RPM in here. this is the first occurrence of it right here. I'm pretty sure that's it. So now we're going to do another endnote. And we're going to say revolutions per minute. Okay, so because they're endnotes, they don't appear on the page that the note is on, but rather it's at the end, okay? So now we're going to format some words in the second endnote. So the word maximal and exhaustive. So I double clicked on maximal. I'm going to press my control, double click on exhaustive. So I have both of those selected. And I'm going to go home and I'm going to say bold and italic. Okay. And you could certainly do those individually. I just wanted to show you that you could do them at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to save, and then if I preview this, do you see the notes 1, 2, and 3 are at the end, even though a couple of them appear on page 3, one of them appears on page 1, right? All right, so I don't really like that. I really would like, when the person's reading, that they could see this right at the bottom of the page. They don't have to flip to the end to see the meaning. And so to do that, we're going to switch that end note to a footnote, which appears at the bottom. So in the References tab, in the footnote group here, we're going to do the dialog box launcher. And at the beginning here, we're going to see that it says endnotes. We're going to convert all endnotes to footnotes. That is what I want. So I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to close it. Notice they're all there, right? So page 1's got it on there. All right. We're going to click the footnote dialog box launcher again because we want to do another change. Footnotes, bottom of page, good. But here's what we want to do. We want to change the number format to ABC. We don't want to change any of the other formats. We're going to say apply, and then now instead of a 1, 2, 3, it's an ABC. Okay, I'm going to do a save. So the next thing that I want to do is change the formatting of this. So I don't really like this, so I'm going to right click, and footnote is a style, you know, just like we did last time where we did heading 1, heading 2, we did a title. Footnote is an actual style too. So we're going to modify the footnote text. So if you're on that and you right click and go into styles, it should automatically come up as a footnote text. And we want to modify it. So we're going to click this. Look at it, it's 10-point Calibri. So we're going to make it a little bit different. So we're going to do that, modify. We're going to change it to 9-point. We're going to make it even smaller. And then we're going to make our spacing 1.5. Okay, which is this middle button right here. 1.5 spacing. And then we're going to do OK and apply. So we should get a little change in font size. So if we come down here, we see 1.5 spacing. So there's a little farther spacing between the lines. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to end the movie here, and we're going to pick up doing citations and that kind of thing, so because that's a whole nother thing. All right, so hopefully you get the endnote, footnote, and then how to make some changes to it. Okay? All right, guys, thanks.